Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the BrosThinkBig podcast. This is the show where we talk about the simple and yet complicated ideas of self-improvement. Tune in and join us as we become the best versions of ourselves so that you guys can too. And always remember to like and subscribe for more. Today is going to be a little bit more of a laid-back day to celebrate the holidays. Happy Easter to you all, of course. This comes out a little after Easter has already passed, but our message still stands. And April Fools too, of course. So what we're going to be doing today is
it is April Fools. I forgot about that. Yeah.
We're just going to be looking back at past comments that you guys have left on our page and kind of just reacting to them. We're going to be very polite with you guys. We just want to express our thoughts. We're going to be looking at all sorts, like a variety of hate comments, kind of just like truly insightful comments where people have given a good perspective, good values that you can see are behind them. So, with
not
that
all
said,
were really good, but
we're going to find out.
Just watch to the end, boys. This is going to get heated.
No.
Oh, yes, it will. Oh, yes, it will.
So, I'm going to start this one off by sending us back to the glitch episode, and this is going to be a pretty insightful one. Okay, this is actually by our buddy Mo. He reads, "This is a bit off topic, but I'm mostly referring to the becoming a glitch video. When people don't like the way you do something, they will make you look stupid with only their words. They will make you feel like shit. The second someone makes you feel less than, you become smarter than them. And I say this because it is an ego booster for them. But deep down, they have no drive to be successful. So always remember negative people are a nobody inside, quote unquote AFK, because we mentioned that a lot in the video. And as long as you go against the grain and push through the sea of brainless people, you will pass them 100% of the time." I wanted to throw that one in there as a start, just to really, because he wrote all of that in the comment section. Everything there is absolutely true. I love the idea of going against the grain, truly being a contrarian, because whatever people tell you, and especially when it's from people that you don't want to be like, sometimes you don't gotta listen to it. So always form your own opinion, and truly fuck what other people think about you.
Yeah, this is really insightful too, especially the fact that he pointed out those are the people that are most miserable, and it's just an ego booster to make themselves feel better. To always have something to say about your situation.
Yeah, I don't know why you added that one in there, bro.
Josh, these aren't going to be just hateful fucking comments.
I thought we were reacting to them, no?
Yeah, we're reacting to them too. Not just hate fucking comments. Fuck.
Oh man, I want to get controversial.
Dude,
Man.
it's gonna be
Okay, Josh.
Well, what do you want me to say to that? Yeah, good job.
Well, actually, let him read some of the hateful ones.
All right. Well, this one says, "These dudes." Well, this is just the one right after I found it. It says, "These dudes sound like boofers. Say vaping is terrible. Lol. Yeah, man. I'll just go back to them cigs so you can smell the smoke all day, pal. What flavor are your favorite? Black and mild. Black and mild is a type of cigarette, or some sort of tobacco."
Oh, really?
And I threw this one in there because I don't know where the fuck happened to the English, to be honest. I wasn't really understanding what he was trying to say here. But what was funny to me is he goes, "These dudes sound like boofers, but say vaping is terrible." So I think what he's trying to say is we sound like people that smoke. Or
really?
Like that, but
is that what boofer is?
I guess so, yeah. Oh. Or maybe we're just fucking idiots, but Jesus Christ, that one's just funny to me. Next one.
Dude, isn't that crazy how people take things so out of context?
Well, no, I don't get it.
Like what we said.
So we said vaping is bad, and then he refers to our message that we should smoke cigarettes, not stop smoking.
Yeah, he said instead of vaping, I'll go back to smoking cigs, which is worse. Right?
Yeah, that's just a negative mindset.
Well, they're just both bad in their own ways.
Just fucking don't do either.
Smoke. So
piece of shit either way. All right, your lungs are cooked.
Negative mindset. Unfortunate.
Just the ones after. This refers back to when I believe it was Mike or you. We made a video about masks, practically saying how it was uncomfortable. But we did say that they were the worst, and I think people took that a little too literally. Let me read out too.
Oh wait, I think that was just in the episode. We just touched up on it.
It
was with Canon, right?
Yeah, but we got some big because we made a clip out of it.
Yeah.
And two people. "My face when there's a pandemic that literally shut down the world and crippled the economy for years to come and killed millions, but I have to wear a little cloth over my face so I don't kill dozens of people a day accidentally." And then someone else said, "Yeah, masks were the worst part. Not a million of our fellow Americans dying, including a childhood friend. Yeah, masks," with the middle finger emoji. Listen, not to say that none of this is true. When we went to saying it was the worst, we were just trying to point out that they were uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
if you went back to the clip, we were talking about in the gym specifically, because I don't know if you guys work out or not, or if people that have shared this experience. But breathing is a really important part of your technique. It helps with form. It helps with your movement, push, pull, anything like that. And when you're breathing into that piece of shit, it's a little bit uncomfortable. I know we're not fucking saying the masks are worse than millions of people dying. I don't know where they got that message from.
That's why. Did people really need to listen to us, what we're saying in context, rather than an overall and generalized idea?
See, that's the thing, though, because a lot of these comments are coming from short clips, and the problem with short clips is it's literally in the name. It's a short clip, so it's most of the time out of context. Yeah. So you kind of have to have a grain of salt when you're commenting on a short clip, and you don't know the full story behind it.
Or just go back to our full episode and watch that. That would be easier.
This one goes back to the you're falling for the self-improvement trap. I believe that's the glitch episode again. Just get a job or go to school, guys. I don't know why I threw this one in there.
You know where the clip that came from?
This is from the main episode.
From
actually,
the main episode?
Overall, no, thank you.
This is I don't think I've ever told anyone how to live their life, but I'm glad that person did. I'm sure he must have felt on top of the world commenting to that.
Well, listen, you do you. Whatever we're saying.
To each his own.
Someone said you got soft hands, boy. I have no context behind this. I don't even know what fucking clip this is. All it says is, this is a clip from Alex the dentist. I don't know what the fuck. But when I see comments like this, I wanted to throw this one in here because I genuinely don't even understand where he's coming from. I understand what you got soft hands means, but
what does that mean?
You're soft as fuck. You need you know what hands and knees work is. People like carpenters or people like blue collar men pretty much. Oh, right? Yeah. And you know how they have the stereotype that they're tough or masculine, testosterone.
No, it's white collar. No.
White collar is when you're sitting in
I thought it was blue collar.
That's
not blue collar. Oh, you're right. You're so right. Oh my god. Damn. Damn. Fuck. I said that on camera.
But dude, a comment like that, people really get that ass got time out of their day to comment some shit like that. That adds no value to anything, or that ass though. How the fuck do you have time?
I think it just would be better if there was more insightful comments. Something that would actually help us make another episode or something.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. This is when we start to get to some of the good ones. So, this one guy says, "Not sure if you guys would read comments, but I think it would be cool if you made a podcast on processed food. Kind of want to hear your opinion." And we've reacted. This has been a quote of the day before. But I want to throw this in because anyone watching, I want you to comment down below on what specifically you want us to touch upon. Because we will be talking about this in the future. And we have already in the past, but, we listen to our comments. And whatever's requested of us is what we're going to act upon.
And we'll try to get an interesting guest for you guys that knows somewhat a lot about this type of topic,
For sure. If Jesse's watching,
maybe Jesse can come back on. Yeah.
This is where it starts to get interesting. Because this goes back to all the porn ones. There's going to be a whole bunch of
this is the good one.
Because a lot of the next comments are going to relate to this. For context, we have made videos about how porn is an addictive substance that's killing young men. This is not a science to anyone. If you disagree,
why don't we just throw the clip in?
Yo, we're about to get another comment.
Throw the clip in so they have an idea where these come.
There's multiple clips.
So. I thought, clips. Okay.
But either way, the point is, people are trying to fucking say that porn is bad or whatever. It's well known that young men in this generation are getting fucked by it. I mean, there are 10-year-olds already starting to watch this shit. I don't know. Let's just take a look at it. It's not the same. This clip is referring to
exactly. It's a good idea.
Porn being worse than heroin. This was also kind
of the brain scan that showed that the effects of porn. Normal brain and then what your brain looks like on heroin.
And I'd like to mention, before we read this, there is a link. You're going to see why I'm stressing this out. There is a link in that same video. And no, those pictures are real fucking brains. They are brain imaging advancements from SPECT, SPECT. Look it up.
And Harvard
I think the website was called medium.com. Fuck.
And Harvard did this study. Not just any type of university or school.
I don't fucking know, man. Anyways, it's not the same since your brain generates some dopamine in the porn one, but heroin is injected. It's not even close, and porn isn't addictive since your brain generates everything, unlike heroin or any drug at all. I want to focus on the idea that porn isn't addictive I strictly believe. No, Josh, it goes black all the time.
I know, but I just want it.
I strictly believe this is just coke. Porn isn't addictive. I mean, if I were willing to bet, I'd say this person watches porn, whether they're going to admit it to themselves or not. I like the idea that porn isn't being addictive. I don't even know what that means, guys. Realistically, I don't. He says that heroin is injected. Yes, that's true. It's not even close to it being like dopamine or whatever.
And everything that releases that much dopamine as porn has to be addictive.
Yeah.
You get addicted to that feeling.
Exactly.
To that stimulant.
And
so
I guess he's trying to say that heroin isn't reacted to dopamine or something too, which is why it's not the same. I mean,
even though
dopamine is a chemical that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Heroin is a drug that makes you feel good. That's why people take heroin. They are chemically, neurologically related. Like they're interlinked. They're meant to make you feel good. All drugs are like this.
Dude, and Huberman literally talked about this. He said, so they did an experiment on like mice and stuff. So they took out they depleted them from all dopamine and stuff, and soon, probably a week or something, or even a couple of days, they completely just died, because we need dopamine to live. If we don't have dopamine, we don't have any type of motivation or craving towards something. Food. If you don't have dopamine in us, we literally starve to death. I think that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened with them. They starved to death. They didn't even want water or food, and they died. That's literally what happened. So you need dopamine. There's good dopamine, bad dopamine, and this one turns out to be bad dopamine.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, and it's so true. Guys, look it up.
This guy says, "Bruh, that brain scan shit is walnuts. Y'all can't be that dumb, right?" Question mark.
Guys,
I don't.
Sarcastic?
I was being I told us I was hesitant to throw this one in. I didn't know if he's being sarcastic or not. The link is in the goddamn video, bro, and we stated that too. Walnuts, fucking walnuts, shit. And then the same guy goes, right, listen to this, bruh. Most studying and research do not support the idea that porn is an addictive thing, because it does not cause the same effects as porn. He's talking about heroin there, I'm guessing. Though it can have some side effects that would be seen as such by really lonely people, it simply does not behave the same way. Well, it does behave the same way. Let's just get that out of the way.
In terms of addiction, yeah.
Exactly. The scan, this is the same person that said that scan isn't real. Right. The scan is strictly based off of addictiveness substances. That's why
they tested this.
Exactly. That same article that people are saying, like, link your sources, is proving that porn is an addictive thing. Right. I don't even understand where people get the idea that it's not addictive from. I truly don't.
And dude, we literally mentioned this in that episode too. People don't even take this seriously at all. That's why they think that it's so different, but in reality it's not. Because there's a proof in front of their eyes. As we said, people don't take pornography as seriously as they should. And they saw the proof, they didn't like it. Now they're going to go and say it's not the same. I mean, it also depends what you mean by the same. Obviously, it's not going to be the same. How can pornography and heroin be the same? Because they're two different things. But in terms of its addiction and its severity to what it's going to do to your brain, clearly shows that they're very similar.
Exactly, and that's the point. And more often than not, you're not going to find like a 10-year-old boy who starts heroin. But what you will find is a 10-year-old boy who starts watching porn and everything. So you're starting at this young of an age that's already developing that habit. It's just so much more detrimental in that sense.
Yeah, and they don't need to trust us or listen to us. They just need to go and look it up on the results and the studies.
What they need to do is, everybody's got their fucking beliefs, and anything against it, they just want to argue with a wall before listening. Yeah. That's what you got to do. Just listen. I mean, I feel like this age, this era has just become know-it-alls. They think
that's what it is.
They know everything. I don't understand why. I don't understand where this came from. I think it's because they see some stuff on social media and they think automatically it's true. Information has become more easy than ever.
Exactly.
Except the problem is, because it's so easy, it's so false.
Right, a lot.
So everybody just thinks they know everything when they just heard one person say something, and then now they're going to speak it out of their ass to everybody else.
And sadly, when it turns out to be false, it's sometimes too late.
But I don't know where this porn is a good concept even came from. I don't know where or what you can defend for it.
That's not to say they're
it's
saying
literally
porn
just cope,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to.
They're not saying porn is good, but they're saying it's not addictive. How the fuck does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
I think it's entirely cope.
I think you just have to look yourself in the mirror and stop being a fucking moron. That's it, bro.
Respectfully, yeah. I mean, like, I truly just don't understand.
And listen to some like professionals if they don't want to hear it from us. Even though they might put out the same study, people will just take them more seriously than us, I guess. Even though we showed the same study.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Let's look at the next one.
Right.
I don't think porn can turn off the part of your brain that controls your lungs and kill you. But you can have your own opinions. Again, the study of us comparing porn and heroin was the addictiveness factor. That's the whole article that we were researching. That's the whole episode that we were talking about. It's, no, porn is not going to fucking shut down your lungs. But in terms of addictiveness, it's true. It's possible that it may even get you more addicted, as what the brain studies show. Or suggest, yeah.
This.
Now, of course, science, I feel like there's always an article for everything nowadays, which is a little unfortunate because it's almost like everything contradicts one other thing. However, when it comes to things like this, you have to use your own line of reasoning, and you know that porn is like truly an addictive substance, or else it wouldn't have practically hundreds of millions of users every single day. And if I were to bet how many of those were 18, I would say that it's still like cut in fucking only like 75% is cut down. So it's such a large margin, and if everyone is addicted to that, everyone's watching that, you're trying to tell me it's not an addiction? It's really just like sometimes you kind of just have to form your own.
And people have made videos, even we talked about it, how we were addicted to it. It was just something that our mind craved, our body craved, and a lot of people say that when they come back from addiction. And if everybody's lying, and if the study's lying, and you're the only one that says, well, one of the only few that says it's not addictive, but you know you are going and watching it maybe every day or like twice a day or that kind of stuff. What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird.
It is fucking weird.
This comment was a perfect example of, you know, you're trying to punch each other and then you just throw a fucking kick in the nuts, just like out of pocket. That's not the point of that message. I mean, I just wanted to throw a side attack, try to throw us off, but
Can I say something?
you're arguing with the wall. Go ahead.
I don't understand the metaphor.
What?
I was gonna ask about the metaphor too.
Right. Well, you know, we're trying to make a point. He's trying to defend the point, but rather than defending the point, he kicks you in the nuts.
Way left field. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's like it's irrelevant to the argument.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the lungs.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And this one goes back to what we were just saying about how everyone has an opinion. Look at this. Listen to this. The flood of influencers who think they have any rights is what he meant, to talk on medical issues is insane. Sit down, shut the fuck up, and go back to YouTube. If you get a medical degree, then maybe your opinion would be worth anything on this. Funny enough, our article and sources were from people with medical degrees. Oh no! Like, I mean, I don't know.
Guys,
I don't know.
read the research before we put it out.
Yes.
We don't want to mislead you either, you know?
It's exactly the same reason why, going back to that processed foods, we're waiting for us to, you know, bring in a guest that's well educated on this, and us especially do our research on that so we can give you guys the best content possible.
Yeah.
Especially the most accurate results, or else we're going to end up being like people who tell you porn isn't addictive.
And the best thing is, show us the alternative. If we're wrong, we're open to learning. Show us an alternative. Just saying it's not true doesn't really help anybody, to be honest. Just give us an alternative, and maybe we can learn from it.
So, this is the one that had me dying. This guy says, well, see, not everyone becomes addicted. There is a possibility for addiction. It is more like alcohol. If you abuse it, it is bad for you. In moderation, it is good for you, especially guys who become more moody and lose penis length from not using it.
Oh.
So the first statement is true. Not everyone becomes addicted. There is a possibility for addiction. We can't argue against that, right? It is like alcohol. That if you abuse it, it is bad for you. Yeah, he's going in the right place here. And then, in moderation, it is good for you. All right, pause. Don't know where that came from, but I'll just ignore it. Especially guys who become more moody and lose penis length from not using it.
That's not true whatsoever. I don't know where you got that from, but no, dude. You don't lose penis.
No, I'm saying like what the fuck? Like where could that is there like a video out there on the internet?
That's just simply his penis becoming smaller.
Dude,
that's really it is.
Dude, it's actually it's actually crazy. I know there are some YouTubers out there, right? That suggest you to stroke your penis and stuff to not to grow it in size and stuff.
Really?
The thing is, get more blood flow in it and all that kind of stuff. Yes,
Well,
there
that's
are
a
videos
fair
like
point.
that, which is great.
Well, that's
that.
an argument to be said. No.
Yeah, but it's not. That's the thing, though. It's not medically right. There's no evidence that
Okay.
is what will
Yeah,
grow
yeah,
your
yeah.
That,
Good point.
size.
yeah, that's blood flow. Blood flow is what gets your dick hard. Okay, that's why you're gonna.
But
Think it's
the more blood flow in your penis is the bigger it is. No.
Yeah, but you still get blood flow in it by say
Naturally,
like
of course.
woods and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys,
You think-
my biggest recommendation: do the hip abductor machine. Turns out this muscle right here, you grow it, more blood comes towards it. Guess where it's right next to? Your wang. Seriously, I heard it. Yeah,
It's true, like,
more
just
blood flow towards your
exercise,
penis.
Work it out. Get the blood
Yeah.
flow in there, and then
Work out your hip abductors. They call it the sus machine. It ain't that sus.
Fuck
It ain't that sus if
anything
it's
but
growing.
watching porn to try to make your penis look. Okay, at that point.
At that point,
If this is what you're thinking of, then I think what you need instead is you need some security training within yourself. You need to have a little bit more confidence in yourself and be able to go along with the idea that, you know what, it's not about what I was saying. It's not about the size.
it's about the
motion of the ocean.
Yeah, it's the most. What's
It's not the size of the boat.
No, it's not.
No?
It's not the size because it needs to rhyme. It's not the size. It's not about the. Well, you get what I'm trying to say. I forget what it's fucking.
It's crazy how I forgot it too.
Yeah, I used to hear this shit all the fucking time too, bro. I'm low-key disappointed in myself. But you get the point, right? Like, if you're worrying about porn making your penis shrink, please, you just look within yourself and think maybe this is a security issue, or maybe I'm a little, insecure about my penis length, and maybe I need to work on my confidence within myself.
And there are doctors out there for that type of stuff too, not internet that tells you what to do about it.
Very true.
I in like the most respectful way possible. This one's just plain out fucking stupid. This guy says porn is easy to quit, heroin is not. They're not the same, bud. It's to say that porn is easy to quit is so
It's fucking funny.
It's
fucking
so,
funny.
It's arrogant. It's honestly disrespectful to
this is my favorite one.
I don't. How the fuck can you say that and think, yeah, this is a good one, I'm gonna publish this
And
content?
they know that people have crazy addictions.
I really hope this guy becomes
They
a
just have two
motivational
different
speaker.
effects,
I really hope this guy becomes a motivational speaker.
Something's addictive. What makes it think it's what does addictive mean? That you're attached to it, so that it's not easy to quit.
I actually have a theory with this guy, is that he's so ignorant of whatever addiction he has that he believes he doesn't have one. Therefore, he thinks that all addictions are easy to get out of because he's never been in one. Yet everybody has an addiction. I don't think there's a single person. Even Goggins has an addiction. His addiction is to work out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
it's what you're interested in is what you.
The fact to say an addiction is, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for him. He'll find out the wrong way, unfortunately.
And this one is the most ignorant, if anything. He goes, I quit porn. You don't see people quitting heroin that easily. And I actually went out of my way to reply to this comment when it first came out. I said yes, because my answer is still the same. The world revolves around this guy. And whatever he quit, everyone else should be able to quit too. Right?
Right.
He quit porn. He quit porn.
Right.
Not the millions of other kids that didn't, but he quit porn though, so it's easy.
Yeah. And there's some people that quit heroin but didn't quit porn. What does that mean?
That it's easy to quit porn. Yeah.
Right.
But guys, the world revolves around him.
Of course, yeah. And that's what I'm looking.
Good for him, though. All I have to say, good for him. Keep it up.
Here's
Well, don't keep up with your comments, but good for.
And this is gonna be this is one of the last porn ones. This guy says, how the hell does porn physically degrade your brain? I'm confident that's not possible, as there's nothing physically affecting you with porn. Sure, mentally, but physically, I highly doubt that image is in any way true. I don't want to demonstrate the action or the motion that you do when you watch porn. I can very much assure you that it is physical, as 1, you're stroking your shit, 2, you're watching it physically, you're feeling it physically.
What did he say?
He said, there's nothing physically affecting you with porn.
No, he meant in terms of the side effects of watching porn. Not in the moment. like the whole video was about the mental
Well, you have to
effects.
realize mind and
Oh no, you know what? You're
body
so right.
comes in
I
simultaneously too. So
No.
when your mind is damaged, you don't really take care of your physical body either, and that can definitely.
Well, I wouldn't
have
say it
the
physically harms you. Porn does not physically harm you.
With the brain, no, that's not true.
What?
Because we literally the brain scans. It's exactly what it's all.
So
your
is
brain is a
not
physical thing.
Yeah,
It's
brain
a
is
physical
physical.
thing.
Brain's not. That's mental. That's the whole difference between mental and physical. No.
Your brain is
Not
a
really,
physical
because-
being, Josh.
Yeah,
Because if
it's
I were
it's
to
a
cut your
physical
fucking head open and pick
Yeah.
up your brain, it's right in my hands.
But it's affecting our mental state. It's
Your
not
mental
affecting the
is
size of
your
our brain,
mind.
though.
Your
You heard about
Yeah,
mind,
it's the mind.
then
Isn't
brain.
porn mind?
No, yes, porn is like mental and everything, but these brain scans show us that it's affecting you physically. If
No, it's affecting you inside your mind, not physically your brain.
No, but your brain.
No?
Your brain physically. Like here, let's.
No, it shows the areas being affected. It's not changing the physical aspect of your brain. It's just showing you the affect areas inside your brain and what's causing the problems.
But if your brain cells
No. The
and
scan.
your brain cells
I
get
see.
damaged,
I see what you're saying.
then your brain is getting
Well,
damaged.
okay. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think this
no,
is.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But those what you're trying to say is how it's not physical. It's the way your mind is like forming and everything. The way your mind is forming relates to that physical body. For example, if for what's going on here to be like normal pink, and then all of a sudden it's flustered blue, yellow, all these different bunch of colors like the scans show.
Dude, I don't know why we didn't mention this. The fact it can actually affect you physically other than your brain, because if you watch too much porn and you get addicted to it, you don't get turned on by like having sex and stuff.
Shit! Yeah, we
And
completely missed that.
And you stroking your penis stuff too much, will be the stimulant that you want to feel when you're having sex with another person, and having sex won't turn you on. It's the effect of stroking your penis with your hand.
Yeah.
So it can definitely affect you in that way too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That
There we
way,
go.
I don't know
Yeah.
how I missed that. And then this
And
should
can
be
you imagine depleting yourself with all that like sperm and stuff too? Like,
Fucking nasty.
so many
Yeah.
times that can have an internal physical problems that you can have.
Mhm.
So
And I don't think it's coincidence that almost like all of the videos that I've seen where
There's
someone
bunch of
like
ways
relates
to
to
affect you
having a
physically.
fucking addiction to porn, they almost always started off with saying, "Well, well, the worst part is when I was trying to get dirty with a girl, I couldn't get up."
Yeah.
It's that same thing. Like I hear that almost every time.
Exactly.
Almost every time. And this guy goes, this is the whole thing. I don't support watching porn, but at least show your sources, man. And someone else says, link the goddamn sources, bro. They were linked the whole fucking time. Bless you, Josh.
Dude, you know what's
The whole
crazy?
fucking time.
a couple of comments that we got about people telling us to link the source. We said it's in the full video.
Yeah.
Yes, they were commenting. They're like, it's not in the video, but they thought we were talking about the short video.
yeah,
We
it
literally
said
a couple of
bro.
times specifically replied to every single one
I
of them,
know, I
saying
know.
it's in our full episode. Check it out.
And I'm so impressed you remember that because I was looking at that while
That's why you put it in the short
looking
video
for
too, right? I think you pinned it or
like,
something.
What the fuck? Okay, now off topic. Finally off of that. I just want to finish it off by saying if you're truly like fucking.
He's got allergies, by the way, guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. If you're truly like committed to this idea that porn isn't addictive, then there are some serious issues that you need to look back to. We have a couple of
think
videos
it
on our
through,
channel that could potentially help you. We actually did one with like 5 steps or like 8 steps that can help you remember that. I promise you, if you watch it, there are some beautiful gems in there.
There's always going to be one thing that's going to help you out.
We give you multiple different options. We used to struggle with this shit, so I'm telling you right now, just seriously, look into that. Now this goes back to the idea when we were saying how whatever happens in life, it's best for you to perceive that it is your fault. Just as a mental thing, right? This one guy says, I'm sorry, but at 6 years old, being raped or abused sexually is not your fault, or any trauma caused by someone else. This guy has never been through trauma and has never experienced life. So the idea of you being raped at 6 years old is true. That's not your fault. But that's not what we were saying. What we were saying is that it's better for you to perceive things through that way, because simply you're going to be able to handle situations more responsibly. You're going to be able to prepare for situations more responsibly. Like, that's such a horrible, horrible thing for anyone to happen to you. And my heart goes out to anyone who ever has experienced any type of trauma or whatnot. But what we were trying to say is that life is really just a mental game, and it's all about perspective, how you perceive things. If you perceive a certain event as, this was such a bad thing, and I don't want to ever go out anymore because
of a bad experience, yeah.
And that's likely what's going to happen from that idea. Yeah. So you really have to be careful with how you react to these types of things, but more importantly, how you perceive them afterwards.
Exactly.
Because
if only you change your perspective, you can see things in a very different way that you thought you probably wouldn't even see them in that way.
Exactly, and that's how you grow.
That's how you grow as a person,
you learn new things, and then you implement them. I really don't want it to come out in the wrong way of us saying, like, us having no empathy for anyone who's gone through any experience of that. Yeah. A simple idea is that it all comes from perspective, because I've seen so many times where people have gone through traumatizing things like being kidnapped, being raped and everything like that, and men especially, and they use it to weigh them down. But imagine if you were to shift the perspective and use it as in a slingshot to shoot you back up.
Because there have been also some people that went through such stuff and they came back stronger and stronger than ever. So it's it's a double-edged sword. You decide. So listen, if you want to be a victim, then you're going to stay a victim. And if your mindset is be a victim, you will be a victim. But if your mindset is, okay, I'm not going to let this affect me, I'm going to grow from it, because if you just dwell on that specific part of your life, you're not going anywhere. In reality, if anything, you're going down. But you always have to try to do something that will move you up. And when you have the mindset of what can I do, and how can I move up, you get a bunch of ideas on how to do it. So it's really a mindset thing.
Because we've seen so many examples of men who have fallen into that, and then they become depressed, and then all of a sudden their life falls to shit. And people constantly fear this type of thing. There's a great saying. It's along the lines of what people run from the most is what they end up running into, whereas the one who stands up to it and tries to combat it ends up surpassing it. Yeah. So it's just the idea of whether or not you're gonna let it overcome you as a being, and that stems through your perspective being too weak to not accept the fact that this happened. I need to move on. I need to be better. I need to see what I can learn from it, because what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger.
It's easy to succumb to your traumas.
Absolutely. It's a horrible, horrible thing. This guy says, the concept of failure scares people, and that failure can cause others to look down on you. It is something that this gen deals with more, because back in the day, if you failed, you just had to keep going. I brought this one in because I wanted to ask you guys, do you know what he meant when he says, back in the day, if you failed, you just had to keep going?
Yes.
Let me hear.
You didn't have a safety net back in the day. You do now.
What is it now?
Well, in terms of the way we oh my god, a little controversial here, but back then men had. I'm assuming he's referring to men. Again, this can go with both genders, but I'm assuming this coming from a man.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was simply there was no excuses. You had to get it done, and everybody accepted that reality. Nowadays, it's okay to, with these new agendas coming out with LGBTQ and all these new agendas, men are becoming weaker, and it's more okay. Failure was an option then. Now, you can fail and just say you can say I'm traumatized. I'm depressed. Yeah, I'm depressed, and then you're depressed. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, you must have had such a tough life. It's okay. Back then, no, you had to figure it out.
Yeah, you had to. Be
now it's you fail and you fail. You just say, I had a mental issue. Yeah. And that's the reality of it.
Backing off, if you were weak and if you let the external stuff affect you too much, you would die. You would not be strong enough to survive. So back then it was more of a survival type of thing. And then since the wars were going on and stuff, people had to be strong. They had no other way but to be strong, and they had to find a way to be strong no matter what.
No, this is exactly why I brought this up, because now I understand what he was saying.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just through the idea that people are more comfortable with their lives, accepting the fact that, I can fail, society's going to back me up. And
because they do
back
back
them up.
Yeah, because exactly.
It's okay to fail now, and that's not to say.
It's not to say that it's not okay to fail. But it's
It's become too easy to use it. It's been so accessible that some people now just use it as like an excuse rather than a true reason.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the matter of the case.
Okay, we got 4 more. I saved the last one because I wanted it to be like a treat to the people that stayed to the end. This one says, being satisfied does not mean settling. Please stop promoting toxic hustle culture. This refers back to the idea, we made a clip and we were talking about how average is the enemy. The idea...
What was the comment?
It says, being satisfied does not mean settling. Please stop promoting toxic hustle culture.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
If you are satisfied, you are comfortable. And if you are comfortable, you are complacent with settling down.
You don't even need to define this. This is simple knowledge.
Like, settling down is a synonym of
but not
satisfaction.
for everyone, yeah.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
This one's actually pretty interesting.
That guy just needs to pick up a dictionary and look in the definitions, man. That's it.
This one is actually pretty interesting. He says, wrong. Happiness is a state of mind. You cannot maintain a singular state of mind throughout your whole entire life. Complacency or general satisfaction is the optimal end goal. Not too high, not too low. I like what he said in the beginning.
Yeah, that's
Happiness
true.
is a state of mind, and you cannot maintain that. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone... It would be nice to be happy all the
No,
time.
it wouldn't.
But
No, it wouldn't.
Like, in theory,
No,
it
it
would
wouldn't.
be. But
No, it
I
wouldn't.
feel like that's not...
No,
in a
it wouldn't.
sense, he's trying to say, in a sense, that how it makes you feel. Not to say
Exactly,
that that's
that's
something
what I'm saying. That's not,
to repeat.
How you
all the
feel,
time.
like, in
No,
theory.
but you
feeling
wouldn't feel
definitely
good because you don't know what the opposite. Yin and yang. Simple.
Well, if
That's
you
it.
learn
But
the
you'll-
opposite first, then, like...
But if you're
let's say-
happy, if you were born right away and you were happy the entire time,
That
you would
would
never
be-
actually
yeah,
be happy
that's
because
true.
you don't know what it's like to be sad.
That's
But you have to listen to the context where he's going with it.
And then I want to look
Yeah.
through this. He says...
I was just making my argument.
No, but what you said is true.
Yeah.
If you were born,
Yeah, yeah.
I was kind of taking it right now. Let's say,
Yeah,
all of a sudden I'm always
I just
happy.
wanted to make an
In
argument
theory,
on point.
that sounds good.
I
But,
wanted to make an argument on point.
but the problem with the idea of you being like happy all the time is that's what will drive complacency. And I see what he's saying, that that's the end goal. But we just said this, how complacency is satisfaction, and the idea of average is the enemy. Now, keep in mind, this obviously refers to your goal. If you're okay with being average or like working 9 to 5 until you're 60, whatever, let's just say that's the average, then sure, stay complacent. But complacent is another synonym for being comfortable, and comfortable is what kills progress. It is what kills growth, whether that's through self-improvement, whether that's through anything you want to pursue. If that's through, working out, if that's through keeping your diet better. If all of a sudden I stop here and I say, you know what, I think I'm happy with me eating like 116 grams of protein every day,
And I'm done.
even though I'm like 170 pounds, and then I don't want to do anything more, guess what? You're going to be complacent, you're not going to reach your goal.
And
Here's
deep down,
how-
you're complacent.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything about it. You're pretty much coping.
What I want to, this is what stuck out to me the most, guys, because he said that's the end goal. So if you were on your deathbed, you would probably want to be complacent. You would want to be able to look back in your past life and say, yeah, you know what, I'm happy with what I did. But that's not to mistake.
Because that's not complacency, being happy. Yeah.
Exactly. That's
There's
the
a
problem with that.
misunderstanding
I think
between
that's
people.
maybe what he meant.
Oh, yeah,
with the
he did
whole
say
idea.
that at the
end
end.
goal,
Yeah.
yeah. Not too high, not too low. I
Yeah,
think
there's
you
always
should
a
be the
fine
highest. When it comes to being complacency, you should be at the maximum complacency level possible. I would assume so. at least.
No one ever regrets hard work. They only regret where they dedicated their hard work to.
Yeah.
So if you were to just
But
work hard on every single concept, you wouldn't regret life. And then therefore you would enjoy your life. And you wouldn't go on your deathbed and be complacent. That's the
Can
answer.
you read the last part? Like the last...
Complacency or general satisfaction is the optimal end goal. Not too high, not too low. And I'll just read the whole. Then the beginning part says, wrong.
Yeah.
Happiness is a state of mind. You cannot maintain a singular state of mind throughout your whole life. complacency, or general satisfaction is the optimal end goal, not too high, not too low. I wish we could see the context of the idea, but the reason I brought this one in here is because I wanted to look through the optimal end goal part.
I guess if he meant doing something that satisfies you and keeps you happy, rather than doing something that you're not really satisfied with yourself, but you are making a fortune. If he's going there, then yes, there's a fine line.
And you know,
I think the issue was that the fact that he said end goal, because that end goal would only be achieved with no complacency through life.
With some
that's the only way to achieve what?
Some complacency.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's the problem. The idea of it being the end goal, if you want it to be there, you have to eliminate it during the stages of you growing as a person. Like how we responded to the most recent comment, talking about complacency is what kills growth and progress.
Because at some point we all have to realize there's a complacency level, and we just have to take it down and go past it. And then there's another line of complacency, and take it down and go further. That's how you keep on growing.
Yes. And then the final comment reads, I think it's also important to remember that success is not always about money or fame. It can also be about making a difference in the world or achieving your own personal goals. If you're passionate about something and you're willing to work hard, then you can achieve success no matter what your age. And I brought this one in here just as a reminder to all of you, because a lot of young men in this generation, they go on social media, they see the watches, they see the cars, they see the houses, everything, yada, 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 and it really drives them into the idea that my pursuit in life is money. And I used to be in this stage too. And I promise you, just like how this guy said, he says, it's important that success is not always about money or fame. And I guarantee you that in reality, for you, success is truly freedom and being peaceful with yourself and tranquil with yourself.
Doing what you truly love.
Exactly. You know, and the idea of you being financially free is a great thing, and that's something all of us should strive for, because it will take off a lot of stress and everything like that.
But if it means it takes away from doing what you truly want, then it's not really an idea of freedom, because you're not really free on doing what you want. You're more like just almost like a need to do it. You know, it's like there's always a fine line there.
Yeah, if it warps your mind.
Yeah.
That's the point where you're brainwashed. Are you truly free?
Yeah, exactly. You're not.
I don't think you are. So.
Oh yeah, that was all?
That's all of them. We did this one for a little bit.
Thank you guys for those comments, to be honest. I mean,
absolutely.
If not those comments, we wouldn't even have an episode like this. And it was a good episode.
It was a great. I actually liked it. I like. One thing I love about this podcast is being able to look back and see what other people have to say about our topics. I mean, that's what a podcast is for. We like to see how people react to it.
Yeah, and we want you guys to comment and tell us, give us feedback. Tell us what you guys want us to talk about.
Personally, I love the hate comments more than I like the supportful ones. And that's not to say I don't like the supportful ones. I love them, and I appreciate every single one. But I love hearing something. This goes back to our episode with Chris, with how you and Chris were talking about how what you guys try to do is challenge your belief in God, so that you can prove to yourself exactly. And when someone challenges my belief through an opposing point of view, that's what really makes me think about these types of things, because I say a lot of things that are wrong. We all do. We're human. I fuck up a lot, and I love seeing where I can improve.
Yeah. And it's through those negative and criticized
because more often than not, they're just from a different point of view. Exactly. It's through the understanding of where they're coming from and why they would think such a way. Exactly. Is that it will help you become more articulate, become more well-rounded, become a more
and understand yourself a little more too. You know.
Yeah, understanding person. Exactly. So let's get into the quote of the day.
Quote of the day: the nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. This is by Marcus Aurelius. And I think we kind of talked about this too, I guess. Mm-hmm. Being, having a calm mind and the strength of freedom. Because being free is also having a calm mind on understanding that what you're doing is fulfilling in life. And what you're doing is true freedom. And something that you truly feel passionate about and love it. So that gives you a calm mind, and that is where the real strength really comes from.
when I think of a calm mind, I think of someone who's able to control their emotions and be able to control them freely, which is such a powerful skill in today's world, especially because it's so, like, I feel like it's getting so rare all of a sudden. And it's not that I say that it's, like, kind of wrong during the younger generation, because you learn that over time how to control them, which is completely normal. But it should be something that's normalized. It should be something that's encouraged, and you don't hear it as much as you hear, oh, this girl was shaking her ass, or as much as you hear, Yukai Sanaa had this Rolex on his house, which is a little bit of a shame.
I see it as being angry is just poison for your body, realistically. Yeah. It's not healthy for you.
For the mind, for the soul, too.
Everything, yeah. Being angry at somebody is like drinking poison and expecting them to die.
Yeah. So, it's scientifically like that, too.
So if someone's angry at you, I feel like you're the one winning. If you're not angry back at them.
You're the one losing. Oh, no, you're the one. Yeah.
You're the one winning. You're on their mind. And if somebody's on your mind, and especially in a pissed off manner, then they lost already.
There's a great saying I love this, and it says, imagine a snake was to bite you. That's like a poisonous snake.
That's what I basically said, no?
No.
Yes.
It's a different example.
No. But, well, I just want to bring up the quote, because a lot of people like to hear this, and I want to bring it up either way, so fuck you. He says, imagine a snake was to bite you. It's a poisonous snake, right? And instead of you trying to find the cure for this poison or whatever that might help you, you spend all of your time and you spend all of your energy that you have left in your life before the poison takes you out, finding that snake. And you finally find it, and you're like, why did you do it to me? Why the fuck did you poison me? Blah blah blah.
Like it would. Yeah.
And then guess what? You didn't use that to find the cure. You didn't use that to help yourself. Instead, now you're cooked, and your fucking poison takes you out.
That's very deep. Yeah.
I don't know where for the front, but that shit is amazing. Like that's exactly the whole point of it. It's just misdirected anger.
Yeah. And it's scientifically true too. The anger, the frustration, anxiety, depression, all that kind of stuff. The longer you have it, the more it is damaging to your physical body.
Yes.
Because your body releases toxins and stuff.
Yes.
And you're more likely to get some kind of disease as you age, or some kind of disorder and heart problems.
That's
all that kind of
so
stuff.
true.
Your immune system is weak when you're angry or anxious, all that kind of stuff. Because the toxins, your body has to fight them off to keep you more calm and stuff. So it's really.
And
deep.
that applies in so many more physical examples too. Like when you're playing a game of tug of war, or just when you're holding onto any rope. You know those like it was the brown like wooded braided ropes. And they're really rough. You know, they'll force calluses and everything like that. The longer you're gripping onto that, it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
But if you can learn to just let go, then your hand's free, and then all of a sudden it's gonna heal ASAP. But instead you're choosing to hold on to it because you're so mad at the rope and you want to fucking tug of war or whatever the fuck not.
Have you heard the example about the cup? The longer you hold the cup filled with water, like imagine water's like anxiety or some kind of things that you went through in the past, all that kind of stuff. The longer you hold on to it, the longer your hand's gonna get tired and stuff. But the sooner you let go.
Yeah, that's true.
There's so many ways to be on here. It's just like so deep. This type of stuff.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, our shout out is to everybody that we shouted out today.
You know what's funny? We already read this.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying it. Yeah, that's why I'm saying the shout out is just everybody we read today. Thank you guys for comments. Realistically.
Yeah, straight up.
Thank you guys.
Remember to leave down some comments. Let us know what you want to talk about. Like, even if this is your first time stumbling upon our page, and there's something on your mind that I've had this idea that I want to hear other people's perspective on. Comment it down below, and I promise you we'll get to it.
Yeah. And if you guys want us to do more of this type of episode, definitely let us know. I think this is something I really enjoyed.
This was fun.
Definitely run it back.
Seriously. So with that being said,
think big, grow big.
Peace.